Hello everyone, and welcome to another Weight Watcher lunch meal prep video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be prepping for my lunch this week, and that is franks and beans, or what I'm just going to call homemade pork and beans. Now, I came across a recipe for these on Pinterest, I believe. I will make sure to link that down below so I can give them credit. I am going to be altering that as I typically do to make it more Weight Watcher friendly. But it looked good and it sounded like something that would be good for lunch meal prep and something that I wouldn't mind eating for several days. So that's what I'm making. Let me run over the ingredients real quick. First off, I've got some ballpark white meat smoked turkey franks that I'm going to be using. These I really like. They're good sized and they're only 45 calories a piece, 0 fat, and 1 point a piece. So I'm gonna be using all 8 of these today. And then next up, I've got some bacon here. This is 6 slices that I just baked in my oven, and then I just chopped up into little pieces. Now, if you wanted to, you could definitely use turkey bacon. I'm not a fan of turkey bacon. I've tried it a couple different times. But honestly, I'd rather just have the few extra points for the real thing. So this is Oscar Mayer bacon, and for 6 slices of it, it is 10 points. And 6 slices of a turkey bacon, I believe, is 6 points. So it's only a 4-point difference, and I would much rather have the taste of just real bacon. So that's what I'm using, but I did want to point out you could definitely use turkey bacon if you wanted to. Next up, I'm going to be using a couple tablespoons of this molasses, and then a 1/3 cup of this Lakanto Golden. Next up, I've got some ketchup. I'm going to be using a 1/2 cup of this. Now, if you wanted, you could definitely use the no sugar added one and save yourself some points. I would if I had it on hand, but I don't, and I forgot to get it. So I'm just going to be using regular today. And then here, I've got some Great Northern beans. I'm going to be using 4 cans of these, or a total of 60 ounces. And I'm going to rinse and drain these. I've got a little bit of garlic. I'm going to be using probably a couple teaspoons of that. And then here I've got a medium red onion that I've chopped up. And I have a snoring dog in the background if you hear that. Sorry about that. Okay, here I've got a tablespoon of just plain old vinegar, and then I'm going to be using probably a tablespoon of liquid smoke and a couple tablespoons of Dijon. And that is everything. Let me jump into this. First thing I'm going to do is get my hot dogs cut up, and I'm going to just slice them kind of bite-sized pieces. I've got those all cut up, so now I'm going to take them over to my frying pan. I've got a large pan here on medium heat. I'm going to just add in my hot dogs and my onions. And I'm going to just cook the 2 of those together in here until those hot dogs are starting to brown a little bit and the onions are softened. This is looking and smelling really good. So I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic, or just a couple teaspoons. I'm going to let that cook in there for a minute or 2. And another thing that I think would be good in this, I didn't have any on hand, would be some bell pepper diced up. I think that would go well in this too. So I'm going to just let this cook in here for about a minute, and then I'll be back. I'll let that garlic cook in there for a minute or so. So now I'm going to add in my 1/2 cup ketchup, my 2 tablespoons Dijon, tablespoon vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of molasses. Tablespoon liquid smoke, and this you don't have to add if you don't want. This is one of my changes. I just love liquid smoke, and especially in stuff like this. My 1/3 cup Lakanto, and my bacon. And then finally, my rinsed and drained beans. I'm going to just stir all this together really well. So I've got all that stirred together. Now I'm going to turn my heat down to low, And I'm gonna just let this continue to kind of cook a little bit more so that I can get those beans and all the other ingredients heated through and nice and warm. I let these continue to just kind of cook on low heat for about 5 minutes or so, and they're heated through. So now I'm gonna figure out or factor out servings, the size and all that good stuff, and I'll be back to let you know what that is. I have got a serving of these, which I'm gonna call a cup. It makes just over 8 cups. So a cup serving is gonna be 4 points on Weight Watchers. Now I went ahead and tried this when I was measuring it out, and it is very good. It's got a great flavor. That combination of the salty bacon and the hot dogs too with the sweet is just so good. And this definitely brings me back to being a kid and eating this kind of thing. It's just really good. It's very comfort food and not too bad point-wise, I don't think. I also think these would make a great food to take camping. I get people asking me what we eat when we're camping. This would be definitely something I would take and probably will in the future. I think it's a perfect food for camping. And again, not too bad point-wise, ton of flavor. The only downside I would say is the sauce is a little bit light on these for the amount of beans that's in there, but I still think that's okay because the flavor is really good. And yeah, I definitely like these and will most likely be having them in the future. Now, what I think I'm gonna make to go along with these are my cornbread muffins. Those are very good. I think they'd pair really well with this. And they're 2 points a piece. So that would make a nice filling 6-point lunch. So I'm probably gonna make some of those up after I get off of here. But I will link that recipe video up above and down below if you wanna see those, because I have done a video on those. And like I said, they're very, very good as well. And I think they would pair really nicely with these. So I'm gonna be making those next. But that was Franken beans, or homemade pork and beans. Definitely fun recipe. And like I said, kind of brings me back to being a kid, because this is the kind of thing that you eat when you're a kid, but hey, as an adult, it's still good. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you on the next one.